The Chamber, having thoroughly analyzed the evidence, there is no need for the defense to submit further evidence. The prosecutor has failed to demonstrate that there was a common plan to keep Mr. Gbagbo in power.
Those were the words Laurent Gbagbo's supporters were waiting to hear, 8 years after he was put behind bars in The Hague.
Justice prevailed. The truth came out, and is coming out the right way.
The former president of Ivory Coast and his government minister, Charles Blé have been cleared of multiple charges for war crimes and crimes against humanity. The two men are now in temporary custody while they wait for an appeal. This is what led to the charges. It was 2010, and the Ivory Coast had wrapped up a general election. Today's president, Alassane Ouattara, had won the vote, but Laurent Gbagbo refused to accept the result. Violence swept across the country. 3,000 people were killed, and 500,000 were displaced during 5 months of brutal fighting. Gbagbo is accused of using security forces to attack political opponents and cling to power. He and his allies were accused of orchestrating youth groups and militia who raped, tortured, and killed hundreds of civilians. When France intervened in 2011, Gbagbo was taken to the International Criminal Court, becoming the first former head of state to be put on trial there. He consistently maintained his innocence and says the case was politically motivated. Plenty of critics are asking why, after 8 years of detention and a 3-year trial, judges suddenly dropped the case.
Either the ICC is supporting Gbagbo and his crimes, or they are with us. We don't understand any of this.
Once again, the ICC itself is under fire for failing to win a case against a former leader accused of atrocities. In the last few years, the ICC's chief prosecutor Fatou Bensouda didn't succeed in indicting Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta or the Congo's Vice President Jean-Pierre Bemba. The court has also faced criticism that it's biased against African countries and leaders. But Gbagbo's defenders say his acquittal confirms the court's impartiality.
The International Criminal Court, we believe, has today helped to build its legitimacy.
Meanwhile, hundreds of victims in Ivory Coast have been left wanting. Amnesty International says the acquittal of Gbagbo and Blé will be seen as a crushing disappointment to victims of post-election violence in Côte d'Ivoire. So, does Gbagbo's acquittal weaken or strengthen the ICC's standing as a judicial institution of last resort? Sandra Gathmann, The Newsmakers.